Yeah. 61-7 to the Springboks versus Japan saying that they dominated is a bit of an understatement. Obliterated, annihilated, there's just so many adjectives you could use to describe this performance by the Springboks. But, I'm very happy with this performance. Even though I love Japan, I will never, ever get over 2015 Brighton. So every time I see Japan lose against the Springboks, a part of my heart, a part of my a part of my childhood gets healed every time we beat Japan. But I don't think we'll ever recover from that loss. But nonetheless, that is not 2015. We are in 2025. 10 years later now, we have beaten Japan in a scoreline of 61 to 7 points. Now, this game was, I think, won within the first 20 minutes of the game. First half, players like Sasha Feinberg and Gomezulu stood out, shone. We had the forward pack as well in the first half, just dictating how power was going to be shown throughout the game. The scrum has looked the best that it has. Um, Even with Ox coming off of the pitch and Steenkamp coming onto the pitch, we didn't really see much drop off in performance, really. And I think that's just a testament to the level of time and that's been spent developing the depth of the squad. I'll put a picture up on the screen now showing that on the bench, in our reserves, people not in the match day 23, we had about 10 or so players who could genuinely start for every single tier 1 nation in the world. And I think that's just huge testament to the work that the coaching staff have put in the last 8 years of the Rassie, Erasmus, Jacques Ninaba era of South African rugby. But this was a amazing game from start to finish. We didn't lose the lead once at all throughout the game. And yeah, we averaged 3.5 points per entry of their 22. We entered 17 times. So that's actually kind of a low, to be honest, a low point tally per entry considering the scoreline. But again, we were scoring everywhere from everything today. And then also on the defensive side, we were completely resolute, except for that slight bit of daydreaming we experienced when they scored the try. But otherwise, we were really good when it came to not giving away penalties. Yes, the conditions were not great, but we were able to kind of play around and manage the elements to the best of our ability. And it showed. We didn't miss many tackles. We didn't really have that many handling errors compared to Japan. Our dominant tackles also outweighed theirs by quite a bit as well. And, much like boxing is a game of making your opponent miss, today felt like making our opponents miss. They missed a significant amount of tackles. They were only able to manage something like 260 odd which calls post-contact meters, as opposed to us doubling that in almost 400 plus post-contact meters. So this was just domination for 80 minutes. And I would love to sit here and continue to praise this performance, but there is a much bigger task at hand. Two things. Number one, where are all the Sasha haters now? Where are all the Sasha haters now? Because, look, Curtly Aronson, man of the match, 100%. 3 tries, fantastic, great stuff, right? But, and I really don't like looking like I glaze a player, but when a player like Sasha performs week in, week out, and yet there are still people who choose to go at him whether it's social media, whatever the case may be. It surprises me because I don't know how you can look at today's performance, at the way he controlled the game, the way that he took his chances when he saw his chances, created everything in that first half from nothing. There was nothing that Sasha didn't touch in the first half that didn't turn to gold. If there is, please show me, because unless I was watching a different game to you, to be fair, I did have the Arsenal game on the side as well, watching the second half. But I watched this game like 99% of the time. Who in that first half played better than Sasha? And yet I've even seen now discourse in my own comment section, people going at him saying that you know, he's still not the finished product, which I agree with, but people are still saying that he is cocky, or you can see that he's arrogant in the way he carries himself. I don't know when carrying yourself with confidence became arrogant. I don't know. Maybe I, went to bed and woke up one day and it happened without me finding out. But I mean, are we being serious? Dan Carter, if you know rugby and you've watched rugby, a young Dan Carter, a young Rico Ioane, a young Bowden Barrett, Percy Montgomery um in his pomp, Wilkinson, do I don't even need to keep going on. Christian Cullen, for crying out loud. I don't need to go on a list of young players who broke through and were just confident from the jump. I mean, it's like we're all forgetting about Patrick Lambie. Patrick Lambie was doing Sasha level things just way back then, and for whatever reason now, it is looked and frowned upon. I'm just I c- I will not fall for the rage bait. I will simply not fall for the lack of common sense that people seem to not have. But yeah, that's it. But I mean, looking at that second half before I touch on the France game next week, Curtly Arendse, Ches and Colby, wow, my, they looked phenomenal. Ches and Colby's amazing break in the middle of the park just opened up the entire pitch, and then to put in the chip for Curtly Arendse to score his try, and then Kirkley getting 2 more tries for himself, and then assisting one for Jesse Creel right there in the end. I think this is a proper backline and forwards combining to just produce excellence. And I'm going to say this in a reel that's coming out now soon after this video is out, but looking at that second half and seeing Sasha come off and Money come on, and then the camera panning to the reserves that are not on the bench or on the field, obviously, and seeing Andre Pollard there. The problem that Ricey Rasmus currently has right now is an amazing problem. He's faced with 3 world class, and yes, 3 world class fly halves who, he's having headaches on who to start, because in this current form you can't drop Sasha, but then you also need to include Money in the squad because we know Money's quality, and Pollard is just the clutch meister. So how do you leave him off of the starting 23? And going into now the game against France next week, I'm curious on how Russ is going to set up, because remembering back to that knockout stage game against France in the Rugby World Cup, I mean, Mani played really well, but then Pollard came onto the field and just closed up shop and said, "Boys, we're done. This is how we're going to control the game going forward." But then now going into the France game, where you have Sasha, who in the URC right now is cooking, and then his last 3 performances in a Bok jersey as well. There's nothing in my mind that tells me that he needs to be dropped. And there's a part of me that really wants to see all 3 names on the starting 23. We know Sasha can play 15 and center and 10. And we know Money is a world-class 10. And Pollard, if need be, can even fill in at center, because we know he's like he's a fly half, but the way he carries the ball, he's a center. So that France game is going to be super interesting. It's our first game against France in a while. The last time we lost to France, so I think we're going to be looking at really getting one on France. But it's going to be interesting to see how we set up for that game. With Ox now being a doubt for the game against France, do you start Bonfenter? Do you stick with Steenkamp, who had a really, really good game today? Do you bring in somebody who's not currently in the Bok camp right now? There's, with the level of versatility we have in the squad, the problems I'm saying now may sound like I'm complaining, but these are phenomenal problems to be having. I mean, a couple years ago, we kind of knew exactly who our starting 15 and match day 23 was, and now, it's game dependent, and that's just a testament to, number one, the players, and also the coaching staff that have brought us from being a very predictable team to now us being able to make 7 or 8 changes and not see any kind of significant performance drop off. So this to me is a clear sign that we are, I think, ahead of schedule for the 2027 Rugby World Cup. And I know it's 2025, we're in November, and I'm saying this now almost a year from the 2 years, mind you, from the World Cup. But the signs are there that we are 98% there prepared for that World Cup. Now we're just fine tuning. And I mean, we're seeing it. Rassi knows it himself. We're experimenting, having Esterhazen coming on as flank. There's no team in the world that is preparing for a World Cup right now that is able to say, to have their one of their main backline players come in and play as a forward. We're experimenting so many things where we don't have a completely fit fullback, even though Damien Willemse could have played today. We have Colby, who is a wing, playing at 15. It's like we're blessed with so much variety that now we're just experimenting to see every single possible scenario that could happen for this World Cup. I have a long form video speaking about things that Rassi has been doing behind the scenes. Well, actually, not behind the scenes, in front of our own eyes, that we have just been oblivious to, but that are literally in our face, preparing for the 2027 Rugby World Cup. Now, more on that to come on my channel shortly, but yeah, this game, and this is a perfect start to our Autumn Nation series. We have 4 more weeks of Springbok Rugby, which is fantastic. And yeah, let me know down in the comment section below, guys. I feel like this is a very big praise video for me, and I feel like maybe I've left something on the table that you guys might have been able to pick up. So let me know down in the comment section below what content do you guys actually want to see me produce. I've seen some good response to my Premier League videos. I've seen good response to short tennis clip videos. Let me know down in the comment section below. Are you guys enjoying the videos? If not, let me know how I can improve my videos and my production. As you can see, I'm kind of working with kind of a new setup that will maybe take me somewhere. But if you're a real sports fan, if you're a real rugby fan, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know down in the comment section below what you thought about this game. Until next time, see ya.